creativity, authenticity, respectability, and unique ability. That's what you're going to get on the J Show. Let's go. I said I heard a voice, now they think I was crazy. Didn't want to speak my mind cause they thought I was lazy. Had to go and get some lenses, couldn't see that was hazy. Now I'm walking in the dark with the light, that's amazing. I'm a Apex legend, play with Ray, she be phasing. Hallelujah, thank you Jesus, not afraid to be praising. Say my soul got happy every once in occasion. Say my feet got light, but I ain't shouting for Daisy. What's going on with you ladies and gents? Everybody doing their reaction to the Britney Renner podcast, Fiasco, so I'm gonna just give my, my point of view about that. I wanted to talk about a couple things, but I'm gonna just focus on that and try to get through it. I don't want to spend too much time on it, because I'm sometimes long-winded. So I'm gonna just get to it, hit it, and quit it. Firstly, podcast supposed to be a group of people who come together, and it's like an interview. Different people giving their point of view about a situation, and at the end of the day, it end up being a circus. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole circus act. So even though it was very entertaining, there are some serious points that I believe that we can point to kind of make sense to make sense of the whole thing, basically. So you're sitting there, and the person, the host or whoever has the people on there, ask certain particular questions. You see what I'm saying? And the guy asked a question, and what kind of like struck my eye, with some things. I'm gonna say my ear first, because men in general get asked questions a lot. Sometimes they're loaded questions, and a lot of times the questions that sometimes we do react. But a lot of times we have to keep our composure. We may not agree with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with anybody that's a celebrity or anybody that's known or whatnot. Depending upon certain things and certain events that's happened in their life. A lot of reporters or people who are interviewed, a lot of interviewers, will once they get interviewed, will get asked questions based off their past. Like, just say for instance, like if Michael Jackson got interviewed, the first thing, like, why did you have kids? Why was you sleeping with kids? I'm not trying to blame anybody for anything. I'm just saying, I'm just making an example. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to make Michael look bad. Or like Mike Tyson, like you a known rapist or such and such X, Y, and Z. I'm not saying he is. I don't want to get into the formalities of what somebody did or what they didn't do. I'm just saying, when and you see how like Mike reacted to that interview when he was like, "Hey, you this, that, and that." You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, or a lot of reporters or people who are interviewing will ask certain questions, especially pertaining to your past. To paint this narrative of who you are. Are you willing to, defend yourself based off, the allegations that has been said against you, or based off what's been said about you? So it's like you trying to clear your name, or you trying to prove to other people necessarily of who you are when certain questions are asked. So you can try to answer that question. Damn if you do and damn if you don't. If you don't, try to protect yourself, or if they would assume, people can assume anything. Or if you do say something they think maybe you trying to make up a story or whatnot, and that's not everybody. There are genuine people out there, and there's always two sides to a story, what may. But like, just for instance, if there was a man, if it was a woman podcast mostly, and there was one man there, and that question was asked. A lot of times, like especially if it was like a relationship where the woman is doing good now and the man not doing so good, if they broke up and that question was asked, he would have to sit there and basically, she said it. She was like, "Hey, I want him to win." I mean, they do have a child together. Maybe she will benefit, from that if he do win. But how she started acting after that kind of made it seem like she was in her feelings about it, and it went to more so like, I'm a woman, don't ask me, that type of question, because she really kind of got, I felt like kind of flustered that that question was even asked. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of put her on Front Street to say that she wanted him to win, but her action said something different. Maybe she do want him to win or whatnot, but if a man was in that position and he would have act out based off, women asking him like, "Hey, so your significant, your ex, whatnot, is doing well, yada yada yada," you know what I'm saying? And the guy was like, "Hey, yeah, I want to talk about it." It would be like dismissive, as if he was in his feelings, as if he was jealous or didn't want, his ex to win. Or if he did say, "I want him to win," what I'm saying? You would still have people necessarily based off saying like, he probably a liar. You know what I'm saying? Because the reaction is that if someone is doing good, better, so called, especially from a financial standpoint, and you're not with them no more, that the other person's supposed to be sour or jealous or upset. The reality is that when you with somebody, you want to win with them. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole projection. So she went into like, well, she got frustrated because she instantly started playing the victim, and that victim mentality was like, well, I love him. I loved him. That I pushed the baby out for him because I love him. How many women push babies out for men that they really don't care nothing about? Maybe they do. Like, like some women, I'm not talking about all, but like some women, maybe they still have, love or care for the person, they had the child for, in some way, or maybe they hide it and, they feel scarred, and that's what she was basically talking about. I don't think she was just scarred physically, she was also scarred mentally from it, and she possibly could have loved the man. We don't know, what I'm saying? But then, a lot of people put too much emphasis on their looks. You know what I'm saying? We understand that Britney Renner is nice looking. You see what I'm saying? So, or she have a stereotypical standard face and body that most men probably will. You know what I'm saying? Like in general. So before they see who a person is or a character of a person, they see how a person look. So some people put emphasis on their look necessarily than their character. And I think we need to start putting more emphasis on character than necessarily your makeup. I mean, that's the first thing we see, and men are visual. So when men see Britney Renner, and even when women see her, they know they can acknowledge and see her beauty. So the reality is that your beauty's supposed to be on the inside. So that beauty that you have supposed to make you even more beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Based off the content of your character and how you treat people, and how you move out through life by having the right attitude. So it was just kind of be what, I'm not saying she have a mental ill. I think at some point we all deal with some type of mental ill, some worse than others, but it looked like she had that bipolar thing going. You know what I'm saying? Because I think when she felt a little flustered about the question, like why you questioning my integrity about my ex if I'm for him or not, because he got a great deal or something. You know what I'm saying? So in reality, she was like, "Why are you questioning me about somebody I pushed the baby out for, and I love?" So I stated that because if that was a man saying, "Well, I love this woman," if they was a relationship, it didn't work out, and something happened, yada yada yada, where the man get hurt, because the first thing women say when a man feel, I guess she thinks he is bitter, or you know what I'm saying, or he hurt from a relationship, or been hurt in several relationships, especially dealing with black women. A lot of times the first thing she say, "Oh, you been hurt, somebody hurt you," you know what I'm saying, is in that whole mentality, comes from a place of insecurity, as if that, okay, hurt people, that's true, but just because you've been hurt the don't give you the wherewithal to hurt others. You know what I'm saying? So that hurt people is like a cop out. That's people do that, because they want to feel, they want equality, a playing field. They want an equal playing field, and sometimes because who people are, we all different. So when the playing field get plateau out or even out, it don't work necessarily like we think we should, because it's not always green on the other side. So the there are a lot of feminine things that we want to address and make it masculine, because the masculine part of it is the strong part of it, which makes you stronger. And then there are a lot of masculine things society we want to make, what I'm saying, feminine, because the strong part of what you may be fearful of is actually trying to demasculate that, so you feel comfortable, because you may be afraid. So subconsciously or whatever, on the forefront, or overtly or inadvertently, so a lot of times when women are in these positions, I believe that they feel like, okay, I'm surrounded around men who may not understand, physically, I had a baby for him. So I don't want to get too much in detail, because pushing a baby out for a man necessarily, you could say, yeah, okay, I pushed this baby out because I loved him. That could be a cop out, and it could not. You know what I'm saying? Because people have babies for people for different reasons. Some people have babies anyways for financial reasons, because they feel like, what I'm saying, I can, you know, pull money from him like an ATM, because I have a child with him now. You know what I'm saying? And it goes into so many other different questions, like, did he want the child? You know what I'm saying? Does it even matter if he has say so about not having a child? But because her body, she get to choose, if she wanted or not, without the man even having any say so. So in reality, what type of example is she necessarily setting up for other young women? In reality, as men privately, we get that. If that's something I guess she want to do privately, cool. That's what she do privately. You know what I'm saying? None of our business. But some men can't get past some women, uh, their physical attraction. So we have to talk about ego. So that ego goes into a level in which that men allow me to act like this. You see what I'm saying? Because there's always going to be somebody to protect me, even if I'm acting out of character. So I believe there are disrespectful questions to ask people, but I don't think that was necessarily disrespectful. I guess they wanted to see necessarily how she felt about her ex, because I guess they were saying that, oh, that she was some gold digger, or she was that, X, Y, and Z. And personally, I don't have nothing against Britney Renner. But at the same time, it was just necessarily her character and how she acted. Now I think all the men necessarily in there, you know, acted accordingly, you know, but she started throwing water and a bunch of other stuff on guys, and that goes into actually being able to be strong within yourself to have restraint. And that's what sometimes men have to deal with on a day to day basis. They have all this testosterone, and, you know, a lot of times when men are dealing with other men, you know, that level may be pushed farther than just dealing with women, because we know necessarily from their physical point, okay, she just doing X, Y, and Z. This can't hurt me, But then the level of equality sometimes say, okay, well, if you're gonna treat me like a man, if you're gonna step to me like a man, then you got to get treated like a man. And then that goes into the man masculinity if he's weak. Some women think necessarily if he don't react to it that he's weak. You know what I'm saying? Or if he react to it, then now she can play a victim and say, oh, okay, I'm a woman, you should have did X, Y, and Z, but then she can hold no accountability for it. So in reality, I think we have to take, a couple of steps back and necessarily see the actions of what's going on. Now, how she felt, I think she moved like she was a little girl or something, like you 5. Okay, you could have sat there and explained yourself about, how you felt about your ex and about how you wanted him to win and necessarily. But you went into, okay, you didn't know having a child was going to necessarily give you a tear. Is it something that women go through? Yes. And there are some things men just would never understand from a physical point when a woman has a baby or a child. There are some physical aspects about that, having a period, and a lot of other different emotional things, even from a physical standpoint, that we just not going to understand. But we do, as men, have to be sensitive to the issues that women go through, So she was trying to explain that because she had a baby and she had a tear, and pushing out the baby, that she did that for the man she so-called loved. But a lot of times when men try to explain, hey, I love this woman, I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z, he really don't have no say-so, because it's like you should have never got played by a female. You see what I'm saying? Or you should have never, we always hold men accountable for the women they get with. We always hold men accountable for, if they holding down a job, if they got a job, they able to provide these things. We accredit men all the time. You see what I'm saying? So men can't get away necessarily and play some victim when it comes to people asking certain questions that may be sensitive, or asking loaded questions, that may be sensitive. And we always got to hide our feelings so much in a way to where we can't, because even though we do have feelings, we can't necessarily show it, because we'll be considered less than a man. You see what I'm saying? We will be considered, weak, cowardice, for showing our feelings, because the first thing a woman say, you a man. How you gonna say you a man? You don't even understand what a man is. Just like you say, well, men don't come and turn around, well, you a woman. No, it's not about that. It's different type of men and different type of women. Women should be ladylike and men should be gentlemen. You see what I'm saying? So just because you a gentleman, that don't make you a simp, and just because you a lady, that don't make you easy. You see what I'm saying? So this also goes into certain levels of respect. Okay, so it takes a stronger man to actually be like, hey, it don't make sense for me to put my hands on this woman. I'ma chill out. You know what I'm saying? Let her act the fool. You know what I'm saying? Because she can't see her character, and then if she was drunk or whatever the case may be, some people can't, I don't drink necessarily. I used to, but I'm a light drinker. You know what I'm saying? I don't drink like that. If occasionally I may drink some wine, but then I know understand my limits. So you understand like you have to drink in moderation. You know what I'm saying? Understanding yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, nah, I ain't finna drink. I'm good. It's not that I want to have fun. It's not that I don't want to be down or anything. It's the point is that I understand myself. You have to understand yourself, and if you're not willing, if you're willing to allow peer pressure, oh, do X, Y, and Z, you know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna put yourself in a situation that you don't feel comfortable with. Now you making choices, you know what I'm saying, based off people and not making choices based off how you how you counterattack certain things when you are not sober. You know what I'm saying? Or when you're not thinking straight mentally because you're not sober properly. You know what I'm saying? So you don't take accountability. Oh, I was messed up. Well, you chose to drink. You know what I'm saying? Or you chose to drink more than what you were supposed to. And then you have to also know what type of drink you're drinking. You know what I'm saying? Some people do better with brown. Or if they drink vodka or drink white, then it really messed them up. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those person that's like brown better. You know, because it can bring an element and make you even more emotional. You know what I'm saying? It can make you angry or upset, but it just depends on it. Like if you're that happy-go-lucky person when you drink, but you have to understand what you're drinking and how much you're drinking. You know, if you're going to drink something you used to and you already know that works well with your body and your makeup, where you happy-go-lucky, you have euphoria of having a happy sensational type of mindset. You know what I'm saying, when you're doing it. But people, I'm not saying you shouldn't try new things, but we don't know all the stipulations and all the. I don't want to be too analytical about everything, but I just want to point out certain issues that that I kind of saw. But then I want to kind of like to talk about, like, because I'm almost done. I want to talk about the respect factor. Okay. All right. So she started throwing stuff, you know what I'm saying, knocking stuff over, to show like, hey, I'm belligerent. What you gonna do about it? I'm finna act crazy. I'm gangster. Yada yada yada. This, that, and the third. Because it, a man to get ridiculed for physically reprimanding a woman because other men will step in. It's like, well, that's a woman, and then he would get shamed for actually stepping over the line, which she stepped to anyway. You see what I'm saying? But then she can play a victim on both sides. If you don't do it, oh, you weak, you let a woman do X, Y, and Z. Or if you do something, oh man, you weak and you sorry for doing that to a woman. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. So sometimes it's best to just take a L. Sometimes you gotta lose the win. Hey, go on, throw the water on me. It's alright. You know what I'm saying? Go on, hit me. It's alright. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it takes a stronger person to do that. So the respect issue that comes to when she starts, okay, she upset about something, she starts throwing stuff, then next thing you know, she's twerking. You know what I'm saying? Where's your, like, are you, are you bipolar or something? Like, where did twerking come from? Okay, like, and then you start twerking on, you know what I'm saying? You know, Charleston White. So the issue, my issue ain't with Charleston White. My issue is what she started doing. He's just chilling out. You know what I'm saying? He tripping, he laugh, he know what's going on. It's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he pours, he just, you know what I'm saying? Because she just poured water all on him and some of the other guys that was in there. So then that can make you uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because you all wet. You know what I'm saying? But then, you have to take it. So he just took it. But I guess she knew what she kind of did. So I guess she figured she started twerking on him. And my thing is that Charleston White is married. Now, from his side, like, I don't know what guidelines or what he can do or what he can't in his relationship. I'm not trying to say that it's okay, and I'm not trying to say that it's not okay. From his standpoint, I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you could be thinking, oh, he got some beautiful woman twerking on him. Oh, he like it away. He probably didn't care. There ain't nothing necessarily he could do because he started doing it. You know what I'm saying? So he just sit there like, yeah, okay, yeah, this chick crazy or like whatever. You know what I'm saying? But from that standpoint is from the sisterhood. I just want to say this, and you may hate me for it, you may not. You know what I'm saying? It's just I just want to speak the truth about the situation. And sometimes you speak the truth, you get canceled. But then the reality of it is that I ain't trying to necessarily sugarcoat nothing. But Charleston White is married, so then those type of women, like if you gonna stick up for her, I'm not saying that she shouldn't have an alibi. She shouldn't have people that love her or care about her or on her side. But then if you own people's side like that, you have to tell them. A real friend will tell them, hey, what you did was just out of order. You see what I'm saying? Because then if you taking up for her, then necessarily it don't make sense because that's the type of woman that'll sleep with your husband. You know what I'm saying? Right behind your back or right, you know what I'm saying, your face. So the level of respect, it's no respect. So then you talking about men, but then the same women you protecting would sleep with your husband. And then you would get mad and then try to blame him. I mean, it's wrong for him to do that. But then if she'll sit there and twerk on him or give him a lap dance and show her insides and everything, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Best believe, probably behind closed door, she'd probably let that man smash them cheeks. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, I mean, it ain't about jealousy or about, you know what I'm saying, making somebody jealous or feel some type of way. If you feel that way, all right, that's your feelings, that's your problem, that's your issue. But what I'm saying is the level of respect that comes with when someone is married. Do she know he married or she don't? Or is she just blaming on the goose, got you finna lose, blaming on, hey, shout out to Jay Fire, blaming on the alcohol. Is that the alcohol tank? Blaming on the blue top? You know what I'm saying? Whatever she drinking, is she blaming it on that, or is this her true character? Some people drink, they true character come out. You know what I'm saying? So then, if she been on OnlyFans and all that, yada yada yada, then she drink, she feeling loose, then now she thinking, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, I probably did something crazy, let me get loose, you know what I'm saying, get even crazy. Now she, you know what I'm saying, world star, you know what I'm saying. So the reality goes into respect. Is these type of women you let around your men, but then because someone come out and say what they have to say, a man come out and say what he have to say about how he feel about Britney, the sister who is that strong to where you can't reprimand. And I appreciate all the sisters that's speaking truth. I appreciate all the sisters that's telling other women that say, hey, I ain't with this sisterhood. I'm about my sisterhood. I love y'all, but because I love you, I'm gonna tell you the truth because I want you to win. I want you, to have the right relationship. And then if you in that position, why would you disrespect yourself and then disrespect Charleston White wife? You know what I'm saying? To do that. So this ain't no type of woman you want around your man in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Because this what you gonna get. The lack of respect. But the sisterhood is so strong, you will protect her. But won't necessarily lay the law down about the guidelines between a man and woman. And you see why things in relationships don't work. There's a lot of cheating, there's a lot of stuff going on because women messy too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not necessarily just trying to blame women for everything. You know what I'm saying? Because women ain't the fault for everything. I'm not just trying to blame men. But I'm just talking about the character of your content. Forget your physical appearance. Forget about how you look. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when you young, when you was a child, you act as a child. So you see women, you like, oh, look how cute she is, look how fine she is, because you thinking with that head down there. You know what I'm saying? But you're not thinking with this head right here, like, what is her character? What is her attitude? Is she friendly? Is she nice? Is she a lady? Is she considerate? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm a gentleman, so I'm not trying to misuse her because she humble. You know what I'm saying? And that's why people feed into their ego, because they feel like I'm protecting myself. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to protect. Yes, you have to protect yourself, but it's a certain way you do that. You don't have to do that like the way she did. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because then it shows you trying to protect yourself. You got your feelings, but now you vulnerable. Now your legs up in the air. You know what I'm saying? That's all a dude have to do is, attack your necessarily your ego. You know what I'm saying? Get you angry. Then now he busting your cheeks like that. That whole mentality, like, you know what I'm saying? That's not conducive. You know what I'm saying? I see if you're in a relationship and that turns you on. You know what I'm saying? That back and forth arguing. You know what I'm saying? Then now you're like, I did him. Oh, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? All this drama, it makes me feel so good. Oh, let me give him some love. Like that whole mental capacity is dysfunctional. You see what I'm saying? That's okay sometimes. Yes, you make up when you are having with your wife. The bed is undefiled. So when you with your wife and you do have issues that goes on, you know what I'm saying? That's one way that can make the relationship or mend your relationship. Sex. You see what I'm saying? But that's not all the end all be all. You see what I'm saying? People do that necessarily because that's the only dysfunctional. They misuse that because it's like a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? An emotional roller coaster. They feel like, oh, this is the only way that I can get an adrenaline rush. You see what I'm saying? So then they have to play that whole scenario just to feel like they appreciate it. That's why some women feel like, hey, if he don't beat me or hit me, I won't see him as a real man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to force him. I'm going to force that out of him. I'm going to force that bad boy side out of him so I can feel protected. You know what I'm saying? But then in the real reality, that's not the only thing men are for, the physicality. You know what I'm saying? Because it puts them in a different position. And then some women would do certain things to put you in that position. Get you hurt. Yes, a man that married a woman, will be willing to put his life on the line. But that's not the only thing that he should be doing. Women shouldn't be putting him in those predicaments. You know what I'm saying? To where he have to defend for her when, first of all, he probably ain't his wife no way. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, you do have to protect your wife and provide and all those other traditional things I think you should do for a woman. But, I think it was just completely wrong. I think she was supposed to respect, you know what I'm saying? Just like in your relationship. If she was still with the man she was with, I'm sure she wouldn't want no other woman twerking all on him and yada yada. I know certain times in certain marriages, it be, they have like I can't date free. They can I forgot what you call it, where they can date other people and yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's some limits to it. She got to choose the person and all this crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you should women should respect other women around a man while they not there. Men should. I try my best to respect other men while or respect other men while they not there in front of their woman. You know what I'm saying? So if I do, I don't necessarily approach women or say anything. I'm is what it is. I'm single. I ain't trying to talk to nobody really. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just giving a scenario. If I do, or if I do say something to somebody, or if I'm interested in some way, one of the first things I ask, do you have a man? Do you have a boyfriend? You know what I'm saying? And if she say yes, that's it for me. I'm over it. I'm gone. I don't care if she lying, if she just didn't want to talk to me, if she make it up. If she got to go that far to lie to me, you know what I'm saying? It's no sense for me to pursue her anyway. But if she telling me the truth, it's no sense for me to be trying to pursue that nigga because she with somebody. So men should respect men while not even out of their presence, even when they not there. You see what I'm saying? Women should respect other women even if they not in their presence. You see what I'm saying? Because their man is there, and you want to be making sure that your man is doing what he's supposed to do, and your woman doing what she's supposed to do, not even in their presence. So the respect factor is not there. It's just completely gone. So I'm going to just twerk on this man and disrespect his wife right on TV. You see what I'm saying? So then that whole level is that, you know what I'm saying, it's okay that side chick, you know what I'm saying, or side chicks win. No, they don't. They don't win. You know what I'm saying? It looks like they win. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks like they don't have no accountability and they don't got to do anything. They just get what, all it is just the physicality. That's all you necessarily get. And then sometimes guys sit there and you may listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no, you know, like friends with benefit. That I don't have to see you every day. I don't have to be in your face every day. So then that whole scenario maybe keep that person coming and allow this person, because maybe you're too busy in your relationship to really see what's going on and your to sit down and talk to your wife and communicate, because you probably can't communicate with your wife properly. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. But then a man and woman, they should be sitting down, wife, husband, communicating properly. The things necessarily that you have issues with, because it's a business. You see what I'm saying? But if you got women, if you are, that's why it's hard necessarily, if you are, quote, around a lot of women, beautiful women, it's even harder for you. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you have it. You know what I'm saying? Because then necessarily, you're not just, if you do have a wife, you're not necessarily, you got to deal with them about how they feel about you and what they want, and still surpass that and still be the man you need to be for your wife. But then if you got women out here just, you know what I'm saying, they sometimes women want something that they not willing to build with. You know what I'm saying? They want something already built. And I understand that struggle pain. They don't want nobody to struggle with. I get it. You know what I'm saying? They want something already made, ready for them, so they can, you know, benefit from. Okay, we got you. You know what I'm saying? That's you, that type of person. You know what I'm saying? But some men, they know necessarily what type of woman they need to benefit their relationship. So in reality, Britney Renner ain't nothing but, you know what I'm saying? You know, just a sexual fix. You know what I'm saying? Or just to get off. You know what I'm saying? So then, no wonder why necessarily the man that you want, you can't keep him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm not saying men don't do things, or men don't need to be reflective and look at themselves and see, what did I do? I did something too. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, are you just pretty? You know what I'm saying? Is that it? Are you just pretty and that's all? Are you just cute and that's all? Are you just fine and that's all? You know what I'm saying? Where your substance? Where your character? You know what I'm saying? Where your heart? You know, so, you know, men are not stupid. Men are intelligent. You know, so men understand, okay, yeah, maybe the physicality, maybe I can get some, maybe I can, whatever I can get out the situation, well, maybe I can. You know what I'm saying? She's not looking for no relationship anyway. You know what I'm saying? So then maybe it's best I can get what I want and get out. You know what I'm saying? Because really actually going further in is not going to benefit you, it's going to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Just like with a marriage. Should I marry this person? Is this person going to benefit me in the long run? Or this person going to hinder me and just bring me down to $1? You know what I'm saying? So then now I'm just a walking ATM. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, just somebody can just use me for whatever case and then put it on the child, when the child's the most important thing out of all of it. You know what I'm saying? So then what her child going to think? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying people can't change. They can eventually change. You know what I'm saying? And repent from the things that they doing. But in reality, he can look back and like, this how my mama was. You know what I'm saying? My mama was a thot. You know what I'm saying? And then we glorify that like that's okay because it benefit them from some physical point and maybe some financial point to some extent. But then at the end of it, it's the wall. You know what I'm saying? And when you hit that, you recognize, hey, you know, maybe I should have got with the man we know people make mistakes. So people are not going. Sometimes you're gonna get with the person that's not for you. I made that mistake too. You know what I'm saying? So then you get with people trying to make things work, and because you're young and naive, that thing happen. You know what I'm saying? So you make bad choices. You know what I'm saying? Based on your upbringing and how you was raised, how you see your mama, or what you was taught about women, or what you wasn't taught about women, what you was taught about men, what you wasn't taught about men. And you experiment. You go out there, you make choices, and you hit your head, and life got to get you. But in reality, is the best thing is to not feed into your ego, okay? And men necessarily need to choose women who's gonna benefit them and who are ladies. You see what I'm saying? And men know when women are ladies necessarily. As you get older, you know what I'm saying? When you was a child, you act as a child. When you became a man, you put away child's thing. So then, in reality, you can't be every time you so googly eyed over a woman. Look at her. Men knowledge that and be like, oh yeah, look. You know what I'm saying? She got a nice body. You know what I'm saying? Or she, if her breast is revealing, oh, I can see her breast. But then you have to understand that certain men, just because a man see that and acknowledge that, yes, his mind can go to play like, damn, okay, she fine. So she aroused me physically. But that don't mean necessarily, that may start like that, but that don't mean necessarily I'm going to pursue you. You see what I'm saying? I want to pursue you. You know what I'm saying? So, but in the reality of it is that, okay, she is cute. All right, she is pretty. She do have some joggers, or she got a nice back. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. All right, how long it's gonna be before I'm the B word, or how long this gonna work before she cuts me out? How long this gonna work before things go away? You know what I'm saying? So is she cool enough where we can benefit from this and then leave? You know what I'm saying? Or is this a relationship where she not only is she beautiful on the outside, is she beautiful on the inside? So most men will be willing to stay, and most men would be willing to do more if she recognized that. I'm not saying that he's the prize as such, but what I'm saying is, in some way, he has to be valued. You see what I'm saying? If he's not valued, or the man not better than her in some way, then she don't have no respect for him. So how can you be that beautiful or that pretty and lose a man you had a baby for? Why he don't want to be with you if you that pretty? You know what I'm saying? So then it's not all about your look. Maybe he sees something in you that is not good for him or won't benefit him. You see what I'm saying? So then you talking about love. Why would you love a man that necessarily that's not going to give you what you need? I know why. Because a lot of times they can look in the mirror and see the insecurities within themselves. Women can do that. And they know how insecure they are. That's why they got to put on makeup and all this stuff. Even Britney, she may be still pretty even without makeup. But then the simple fact that we can't see how she see herself. So then she need the validation from other men to say, oh yeah, she pretty, or she this, she that, to make herself feel good. So then she make all these choices based off men to validate her, and she get in these partial relationships that only can validate her from a physical standpoint, and wonder why the relationship don't work out. You see what I'm saying? Because she's not looking within and understanding that men are seeing her character. And eventually, if you get a man who only gets you, you know what I'm saying, by how you look, then eventually he gonna see the true colors. Vice versa. You know what I'm saying? See your true, and he gonna be like, nah, I can get somebody. And men are willing to pick someone who's not necessarily as pretty from a standard percent to get more peace, or to get something else that they can benefit from. You know what I'm saying? From not just from a physicality, standpoint. So, first of all, you loud. You don't know how to take criticism as such. And I know sometimes when people say things, or how they say it, you shouldn't let everything ruffle your feathers. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes how you feel personally, you go home, man, I ain't like that, and you just holler. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But then you reacting personally. You acting personally on in the private level because, but then you in front of everybody in the whole world. So then you hollering, you know what I'm saying? You know, listen to me. That's not how somebody listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Hollering. You know what I'm saying? Because you loud. A lady shouldn't be loud. She can be voiceful. She can say, you can hear everything she's saying, but then she don't have to talk over another man for a man to be receptive. When you start yapping real loud, then a man really gonna be disrespectful because he like, this is funny. This is hilarious to him now. You know what I'm saying? So then that was the point, is that she was trying to explain her love for a man by, because she had a baby, and because she suffered from it by having a tear, which is we should be sensitive to, but men necessarily ain't gonna sit there and be like, yeah, okay, women have babies all the time by men they don't care about. You know what I'm saying? Why would she choose to have a baby by this man? Okay, she was explaining, well, I thought this was my one. You know what I'm saying? A man can't sit there and be like, hey, I thought this woman was my one, but if she mistreat you, then they gonna laugh at you. Or if she like, this ain't nothing. Unless he, you know what I'm saying, get one up on her and he recognize it and get rid of her. You know what I'm saying? But then if you say, hey, I love her, you don't get no, so no cool points for that. You don't get no cool points for that, for loving her. You know what I'm saying? You may be like, some chick may be like, oh, he loved her, but then in reality, hey, like, nah, you weak, dude. You a cow, dude, because you didn't know how to stand up to a woman that was misusing you. You know what I'm saying? Because you were too gun ho about how she looked. We need, as men, need to stop getting so caught up with how women look and start looking at their character and how they act. Don't look at what she's saying. Look at what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? Because that whole reaction that she did on YouTube is not becoming of a woman or a queen. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to get out of character just because men do that. Because men, there's a certain level of violence when it comes with men, and we already understand respect. So a man disrespect you because he's showing you I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? So then you may be like, oh, okay. Then I'm a dick. So then a man will go back and see. That's why Mike said, oh, you a F you and all this other stuff, because he felt like you bringing up my past to dictate who I am. You know what I'm saying? So you saying I'm this person. You know, I served my time. I did X, Y, and Z. So I could be a completely new person. I can be a completely, new person, but then you bring me back to my past. You saying I'm that person I'm not no more? You know what I'm saying? So that may make you feel like, hey, after you don't know who I am no more. You don't know that I've changed. You don't know that I'm a better person. That's not who I am. That's the old man. This is a new man. You know what I'm saying? So it ticks you off sometimes because people will disrespect you and make you be somebody you're not. You see what I'm saying? So you want to get those questions, especially if people looking at you from a limelight position, or they looking at you, and you shouldn't care what people think. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't care what people think about you. You shouldn't care, and that's what Britney really should have said. She was like, "Hey, I just want him to win. You know, we both have a child together. I did love him. I did have a child with him. You know, and you could have did that in a proper way, and men would listen. But then acting out in that, they used to that. They used to females acting like that, so it was nothing to them. It's like kind of comical for them. You know what I'm saying? Because you acting out, you not expressing yourself. You know, and men get it every time. If a man don't know how to express himself, women will sit there and talk about him, especially if he a black man. You know what I'm saying? So then, and even black men will talk about other black men if they can't express it, because they'll say, hey, don't blame me because this other dude can't express himself and make me pay what he did, what he couldn't do or he couldn't explain. So I'm explaining to you, and I'm telling you what that is. As men, we need to be more mindful. It's not how you look, it's your character. You know what I'm saying? And what comes with that character. And these things need to be talked about on the front end. So some women be like, oh, he missed me with it when he asked me could I cook. That's something he wants. That's a perspective. That's something he wants. He not blaming you if you don't know how to cook. He not throwing salt in the game. He not talking about you if that's something if that's something you don't know how to do. He trying to see. He trying to see if if what you know how to do or what you acquired to do or what you willing to learn is going to benefit him in some type of way, not for you to be some slave or anything. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to see and it makes sense for these questions to be on the table first. Some women maybe want a gullible man that don't know nothing so they can use them. Maybe that's it. But then certain men who ask these questions in some ways, they trying to see if this woman going to benefit. That's the whole point of dating. If you're going to date, hey, do you know how to cook? Or hey, can you do X, Y, and Z and yada yada yada? You know what I'm saying? And then they say, hey, I don't want to do that. I don't want to clean or I don't want to be a traditional woman. So then if that's something he wants for his perspective, like you say, like, hey, I like tall men, or I don't want no man with no children, or I don't want that. That's something that's a preference of yours. So then if you already have that preference and you know necessarily that's going to, even if it's far-fetched, you know what I'm saying, maybe, you know what I'm saying, but that's your preference, you don't have to succumb to having a faulty relationship because you didn't talk about these things ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? So now this person can't be talked about, or I hate all men, or I hate all women, because we not asking certain particular questions. You know what I'm saying? That can benefit you from, in the long run, from not getting in a relationship or getting in a marriage that's potentially going to hurt you in the first one on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So certain questions need to be asked. So it behooves a man to ask a woman, hey, do you not, are you willing to cook? Are you willing to learn how to cook? If you don't want to do that, that's fine. I'm not judging you for not wanting to. You know, I just need to know that, hey, that's my exit. I need to go. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to benefit. You know what I'm saying? Well, hey, you're not necessarily, because then these things will come up somewhere in the middle relationship or somewhere down the middle relationship. And then in the end, you could blame it. Well, you never asked me if we can cook. You never asked me, yada yada. But this goes into a lot of other different questions and a lot of other different scenarios that what it shoulda could, if and buts. You know what I'm saying? So that stuff you get to on the forefront. You know what I'm saying? And then if you talking and you having conversations and you say, yeah, hey, I don't mind cooking or learning how to cook, yada yada yada, this, that, and the third, and then you go on the next date. Hey, I like to do this too. Or that don't mean you're gonna agree with everything. Hey, I like peas or I like green beans. But hey, you know, I don't mind trying it one day. Or hey, like, but we have this in common. I like to watch movies too. Or this is my love language. Or yada yada. Or I like to go on picnics. Or I like to do this. Or I like to go on walks. Whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You do those things so you can build camaraderie. So you can already understand necessarily we have more in common than the things we don't have in common. And you somebody that I want to be with, and then the other person somebody that can grow with, and see this person is willing to do X, Y, and Z, and they doing those things. So then that's how the relationship build and grow, and they grow into a long-lasting relationship. And you're gonna have some hiccups with here and there, but at the same time, these questions. Hey, what happens if we don't ask these questions, or if you ask a question and you ask these questions, you get put down just for asking a question, because men shouldn't benefit from women. You know what I'm saying? The only person that should be benefiting is her. That don't even make sense. So what's the point of relationship supposed to be reciprocating thing? You know what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to say. You know, I believe Britney Renner can get with somebody necessarily that could work. She just had to be more reflective about herself, and she needs to calm it down just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Probably more than a little bit. She needs to look at herself in the mirror, take all the makeup off, take all the loosely clothes and everything, and see her real self. You know what I'm saying? These people like this can change. You know what I'm saying? Because I was able to, you can, if you superficial, you can change. You can find somebody out there that, like, you already got the physicality, so you beautiful, you pretty. But what makes you beautiful, you pretty, but what makes you beautiful is your inside. There are some people who probably not as beautiful, you know what I'm saying, than the standard. But when you see their attitude or you see their character, that makes them so much more beautiful. you be like, wow, what is this aura? What is this glow coming out from you? You know what I'm saying? So then you know what I'm saying? You want to see people who have. That's what makes you beautiful. Is your character, your inside. You know what I'm saying? You need to be changed from the inside out, not from the outside. Then in, because what your attitude and your character, that don't make you cute. I know you want to be down and you want to be cool, but that don't make you a bit, because when it comes down to it in your relationship, they ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Because you superficial. And you think being superficial is gonna benefit you. You think your looks gonna always get you into places that's gonna get you, you know what I'm saying, put and set for life. And you understand, how can you look like that and still not find a man? Which means that men are not ignorant. They not stupid. They not sitting there just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna be with her just because I look. Yeah, that may be the initial thing. You know what I'm saying? And then when you do that and we do that to other men, you just like a plaything. You just somebody to play with. And maybe you that way because maybe you don't want a real relationship, because you don't want to be pinned down, because you want to be here and there, you know what I'm saying, and everywhere, you know what I'm saying, maybe for everybody. I don't know, maybe not, but you know what I'm saying, the whole point is to repent and try to change and try to be a better person and try to be humble. Don't operate in your ego, because your ego gonna always pump itself up to try to make you better than what you think you are, or more than what you think you is. You know what I'm saying? So you hollering, you screaming toward people to try to force them with your mouth that you are something that you maybe not, or if you are, that's not how you do that. You do that by with your actions. You know what I'm saying? You leave all the lies and you leave all the naysayers. You leave that right there to do, and you walk out. You know what I'm saying? Because if everything about you is good, you don't have to force that. You don't have to prove that to people. People can, if you can lose your head when all is about you, when people blaming it on you, you know what I'm saying? And so it's about keeping your head even when people are blaming things on you. So if you're not a gold digger, if you're not none of that stuff, if you're not just superficial or anything, you know what I'm saying, respect people. It shows me that you almost kind of like that in some way, is because you willing to not even respect a man. Why? Out the presence of his own wife. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to get into the relationship he has with his wife and what they allow. You know what I'm saying? I like Charleston White. But I mean, I don't agree with everything he has to say. But then a lot of the stuff he say is come from a real place. You know what I'm saying? So I can respect it. But the reality is that if you know somebody married and you know somebody is in a relationship, as a woman, you should respect that. And other women should get on other women for respect that. For she sleep with your wife, your husband. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But then that's the reality. Or try to get with him. And she may be not there, maybe the alcohol speaking. You know what I'm saying? I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, because people not perfect. And I try to put myself in other people's shoes, because that could be me, or that can be, you could be that person. You know what I'm saying? But you want to pray for people. You want people to have a better light about themselves, or a better glow about themselves. Is that you only get one life. And maybe if you had it all to do over again, there's a lot of things you would change. You know what I'm saying? But then sometimes you just give up because you already out there and you don't care no more. But at the same point is that, there's somebody out there for you. I possibly think I would never find anybody. I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? I just want to love God and love my neighbor, love my brother. You know what I'm saying? If that happened, I don't really care no more. But the reality for that, I don't wish that for other people. Britney, Renner, you can find somebody. You can find somebody out there. You in a place where there's a lot of people. You in the right setting to find a proper man. But you will never find that man because you too caught up in what everybody else think. You too caught up in trying to, you know what I'm saying, make everybody else feel like how you think they should feel. Or, you're not being your true self. You think being necessarily who you are on the inside, that you can't be that person. You know what I'm saying? Don't live on your ego. Live with the person necessarily that's inside of you that wants to come out that's looking for, the right camaraderie, or the right, you know, relationship, or in being honest. You know what I'm saying? About certain men necessarily don't want to be honest because they can be used against him. And a lot of women say, "Oh, I want a truthful man." No, you don't. You know what I'm saying? You want the man to be truthful so you can know necessarily how to treat him, because you want to know his what's in his closet. But then we can't access what's in your closet. You see what I'm saying? So that's wrong. There's certain things you need to tell a woman and be straight up for, but she don't need to know everything. You know what I'm saying? Because she can't handle everything. You see what I'm saying? So the less she know necessarily about your past, the best it's gonna be. Not that you don't come forth with something she may be able to handle, but then in reality, you be truthful about who you are, and then live accordingly to being responsible and accountable for who the person you truly want to be. So she may not be looking for nobody. She may not want nobody. I don't know her preferences or what she wants necessarily, and I'm not trying to make those things be for her. She got to make those decisions. But I'm just saying, if she was talking about that she loves somebody, you know what I'm saying? We need to start loving people that complements you. You know what I'm saying? Stop choosing people. Stop choosing women based off society or what you think. Oh, she a video. She like a video of it as trophy women. Oh, trophy. Then everybody gonna like her cause how she look. Forget that. Choose a woman, and it don't matter what nobody else think. Choose a woman who gonna make you happy, or choose a woman who's down for you. Choose a woman who's be willing there to be there for you and care about you. Choose a woman that like you. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am. I mean, look, I ain't getting no more younger. I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost 40. A couple of more months. You know what I'm saying? Have another year next year, I'll be 40. So then the reality of it is that you're not getting no younger. If you right at 30, women especially is different from men. When you're at 30, you need to be, you know what I'm saying? You might have that independent thing going. I don't need to give nobody. I see that's hard to break. And some men necessarily, especially in the Western world, dealing with modern women, we don't feel like sitting there having to break down a whole bunch of wild just to get to, something, get to some pit bulls, then get to a whole surveillance of a whole bunch of other stuff, electric fence. Like, I just broke down the brick walls, pit bulls and Rottweilers around here now. Like, then I gotta feed all them. Then I gotta go through a barbed wire. Like, how many people hurt you that much? Then I gotta go that far to prove that, you know what I'm saying, I care about you and love you. You know what I'm saying? That's too much. So there are some things necessarily, some walls that need to be broken down in order to give men necessarily a chance, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Or give women a chance, or give, to build a relationship. And men are necessarily leaving out to find love and to find women who care about them, or find women who respect them and they willing to benefit them. And I know you can say, I don't care, go, yada, yada, yada. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? If you love somebody enough, you have to be willing to let them go if you care about them. You know what I'm saying? You can't hold. That's selfish love if you want to hold them and say, nah, yeah, all this. No, you got to let them go. You have to let them be, because God don't force nobody to be, you know what I'm saying, to love him. You can't force nobody to love you. You can't force nobody to listen to you. You can't force nobody to understand you. People have to be willing to want to understand you if they want to, and they don't. The hell with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I want. No more, no more talk, no more. I don't want to talk no more. That's all I pretty much got to say. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to chat no more. Just respect people. Respect other men and their wives. Respect other women and their husbands. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality. You may not always get the same respect back. You know what I'm saying, that you give. But then you have to deal with it and go on. And sometimes it's best to walk away than confront a situation. If you gotta confront it like a man, and still you can still be respectful while saying what you have to say. To people. Y'all be good out there, be safe. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Respect. That's all you got in this world.